Happy September 19th, 2020. My name is Christopher Saunders, and this is the Connecticut Sports Talent Show, where we talk all things talents in Connecticut. And on today's show, I'm pleased to have not one, but two Plainville boys soccer players. They're both seniors. The first one, Corey Rexinger. Say hello.
Hello.
And then I also have on the left-hand side, Patrick Gryczeski. Say hello.
Hello.
Guys, it's great to be able to have you on, and I really do appreciate it because I know with football not being played, and in some cases volleyball, depending on who you talk to, there is soccer being played. There are other sports that are, soccer being one of them, at least for the time being, and there is a schedule being placed. And I kind of just want to break down a lot of variables, a lot of different points. First and foremost, I'm going to ask this one to Corey. Thinking about kind of going through the summer, did you think that there was going to be a soccer season or no soccer season?
Oh man, I prayed. In the beginning of summer, it was hard because after our track season getting canceled, because I also run track as well, so that was hard. I mean, we were trying to break school records and everything, so I prayed we would have a soccer season because everything in terms of sports, soccer comes first for me. So I crossed my fingers. I was continuing to practice. Like the practice didn't slow down, so yeah, I really prayed.
Patrick, now did you play soccer during the summer at all?
Yeah, I played summer league at FSA.
And Corey, did you as well, correct?
I did not. I was practicing on my own.
Okay. So I guess, and this is going to go to Patrick, and Corey, you can answer after Patrick is done. I guess the question I have is, looking at how sports were played during the summer, and since you were playing during the summer, Patrick, did you kind of feel like, well, if we're playing during the summer, then there's no reason why we can't play in the fall?
Yeah, for sure. When we played in the summer, everything went smooth. We did what we had to do, and it was all fine. We finished the whole league, and nothing was wrong. So.
And Corey, I guess, even though you did not play soccer during the summer, you were prepared.
Yeah.
You probably, I'm sure you're very popular. You must have had a lot of friends that were playing during the summer. So that must have given you some confidence, like, well, if my friends are playing during the summer, Patrick is playing, why can't we play during the fall?
Oh yeah, for sure. I would go to a lot of Pat's games. I had a lot of friends, like you said, that played during FSA and different FSA leagues, and everything looked smooth. All the audience members, all the family members were all wearing their masks. They were keeping social distance. All the players on the bench had their masks on. They were spread out on the bench, and all the players were just doing their thing. So it looked good.
Was the communication, and this is going to go to Corey, was there any communication as far as with you and the team and the coaching staff at all at some point during the summer about what potentially could be going on?
I wouldn't say directly. I mean, I think everybody as a player kind of knew that something was going to go on because, I mean, just like the players, I mean, the coaches were kind of going day by day in terms of what's next. Like everybody would ask questions, and the coaches were having a hard time answering themselves because they didn't know what was going on. So it's like as much as we wanted answers, so did the coaches. So it was crazy.
Patrick, same question. Did you kind of feel like there was maybe, just trying to make sure everybody was on the same page? Because with each day going by, as Glenn Lungarini, who's the executive director for the CIAC, everything was very fluid. I mean, you guys saw in football, one day they're playing, next day they weren't, and then there was a pause and just creates a lot of havoc.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was hopeful. Everyone knew we had to do our own role. We had our own part in the team. Whether it was training together in small groups or whatever, everyone knew they had to do what they had to do.
Corey, I guess the next question would be, when the plan was laid out as far as soccer being played, kind of with both you and Patrick being seniors, did you guys feel like there was maybe a bigger, I don't want to say chip as far as kind of pressure, but kind of where you guys had to show the younger guys, like, you're basically leading by example through probably the toughest times that anybody has dealt with in probably their entire lives?
Oh yeah, for sure. Being a senior, it's a huge responsibility. As a freshman, even sophomore, I remember looking at the older guys and being like, damn, I want to be that. I want to lead a team like that. I want to be the guy that these younger kids look up to. I want to win games. So yeah, for sure.
Patrick, same question.
Oh yeah, I mean, I played varsity since I was a freshman, so I played with the older guys all the time, and I mean they were like role models to me pretty much. So I wanted to kind of lead the same role to the kids coming in this year, not only the freshmen but sophomores and juniors as well.
What was the message from the coaching staff throughout this process? And then when the news came out that there was, at least at the time, there was going to be a plan for a soccer season. Corey, you answer first.
Um, well, our coaching staff and our mentality was kind of like, no matter what happens, no matter who we play, no matter the schedule, we got to win our games. And no matter what kind of tournament we have, whether it be a statewide or regional, got to win the tournament. That's just our mindset. It didn't really matter who we played. We knew our schedule could change. We knew that we wouldn't be traveling as far to go play different schools, say out in like Stonington or Granby. We knew we were going to be kind of local. And that didn't matter to us because there's good schools around here that we enjoy playing. So, yeah, our mindset was just win every game we can, just play.
Patrick?
Going along with what he said, that's like our main focus, but our coaches also kept us hopeful for having a season, and I mean anything could change any second, so just kind of gotta hope.
And I want to stay with Patrick real quick, kind of looking at the rules as far as with COVID and what you can and can't do, and kind of being under a strict, cohort. You kind of can't get away from that. You got to stay within your group, and there's certain rules that you have to apply. Did it take sort of a adjustment for you as far as to kind of get used to that? Because I know with athletes, everything is kind of done second nature. Like in baseball, you spit seeds and there's like that routine. Same thing in any other sport, soccer, as well. So was it difficult for you?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy getting used to wearing the mask as soon as you step off the field. Uh, Staying social distance, you always want to be near your friends, and even if we're split up into groups, some of your friends are taken away from you. It's hard to deal with that. But just like spitting on the field or taking a water break or something, everything's just different.
Corey, same question.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even running warm up laps now, we run that in our little groups we got. So we're so used to, every year we run it as a group, one big group. So we're all used to, like cracking jokes during warm up laps. Everybody's slapping each other on the back, saying cracking jokes. So it's definitely different. It's definitely hard because you don't get to see everybody's face as much as you normally would. Literally.
Yeah, I was about to say. I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to see that you guys are wearing the mask, even though you're next to each other. Because
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, "Whoa!" But see, even then, like I had to. I'm not even used to that because you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, luckily we're in the same group, but just to be safe because like you never know who's watching, on any given time.
No, exactly. That's very smart. And see, again, that kind of goes back to what I've been saying about the football players and just kind of the athletes and people in general. It seems like the younger people are handling this kind of pandemic. I mean, there's really no way to kind of sugarcoat it. It's a pandemic. It seems like the younger crowd, the youth, are handling it better than some of the adults. Corey?
I think that's because we want it more. I mean, I hate to say it, but they're done with their sports. A lot of these older people, they don't understand the effect that sports have on these younger kids. I mean, some certain kids use sports as an outlet to get out of trouble. It gets them out of, I don't know, say doing drugs or drinking or anything. A lot of kids see it as a way out, and they really enjoy doing it. They get attached to it. They find a group of people that they just end up falling in love with, and those are their brothers and sisters.
No, I agree with you. It's very difficult as far as trying to be able to, if there's not going to be, as we've seen, there won't be a football season. There needs to be a way to be able to have the adults or have someone or something to be able to keep the kids' heads on the right track and not have them go off and do other things, because now, who knows what could happen as far as schools. If you guys end up having to come back and do distance learning again, that could create a whole another issue, especially with your guys' season. Because what's going to happen? I've been thinking about this, and again, like I've been asking questions about football, and I'm not getting any answers from people amongst the top echelon people. The question I have is, if there is an outbreak and kids have to go back and they can't go to school for a month or two, what happens with the seasons? Do they continue on playing, or I think you guys know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope they would, like I would hope. I mean, luckily, I think Connecticut's doing a great job right now of kind of doing their best to maintain everything. I know everybody's got their different standpoints and point of views of the situation. You got the people saying, "Oh, let them play," and then you have the people over here that are saying, "Oh no, shut it all down right now. We can't risk another outbreak." And I'm over here just like, let me have my senior season, please. So but you kind of got to listen to both sides, hear both sides of the story, and just I don't know, come to your opinion. Kind of meet somewhere in the middle if you have to. Say, I understand this, but I also understand that. So
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the situations where it's like the virus doesn't really affect people so much younger. Now there are certain conditions where it does, but it's
yeah,
more so an older 50 plus. The younger athletes are best conditioned. They really don't have underlying conditions, and if they do, then maybe they just don't play. I mean, there's a lot of ways you can look at it, but I agree with you. I think for the seniors in particular who want to have a chance to play in college, or just seniors in general who know that yeah, they're not playing in college, so they want to be able to enjoy their senior year. They just want to have that last opportunity. And, the spring athletes, they lost their season. Like you mentioned, Corey, you lost your track season. The winter athletes who had a chance to play in the States, potentially in the tournament and the championship, they lost that. And now you have the football players who won't be at least playing 11 on 11. So there's been a lot of losses amongst the athletes.
oh yeah, like I said, I'm going back to what I said. Being younger as a freshman, sophomore, you look up to nights like senior night. Like you're looking at all these seniors grow up, and you're like, wow, like that's gonna be me one day. And then your time comes, and a virus outbreak occurs, and now you're sitting here like, damn, am I even gonna get a senior night?
Yeah, at the end of the day, there is at least as of right now a soccer season. You guys are preparing for that. Now, when is the first game?
First game. Let's see. I have a list right here.
October 1st.
October 1st. Yep.
October 1st. So, as far as because that's only what, 2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks away, give or take,
Oh yeah.
kind of looking at the rules about how you can't do headers, can't do corner kicks, I think you can't slide tackle too, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. I thought I read that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is with the new rules, is that going to affect the way both you, Corey, and you, Patrick, play the game? Because like I mentioned earlier, just like soccer, slide tackling, that's second nature. Heading,
Oh
that's a
yeah.
part of the game. Corner kicks are
Yeah.
how a lot of teams, some of the most successful teams, I mean, I've been a part of it because I played soccer up until college. And then as far as watching the game, a lot of the best teams, they make their money on corner kicks. Corey, you answer first.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you said, I mean, corner kicks, huge scoring opportunities, especially for taller, bigger class teams that have these 6 foot tall kids in the box. And we're us ourselves. We're a very aggressive, fast, motivated side. So, like you said, slide tackling, all that comes second nature. You don't even think about it. You go in for a tackle, you're either getting the ball or the person.
Patrick?
Yeah, I think it comes as both a disadvantage and an advantage because I mean, it is a second nature. Like you're not if a ball's coming to you and you need to head the ball, you're gonna head the ball. But I mean, if you're playing like a team that's superior and they can't do that, then I mean, it helps you in your own way.
No,
But
no,
I
I'm
think
going
it's
to stay with Patrick real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to stay with you real quick on something because Corey mentioned how, and it kind of stayed in my head about how Plainville was a very aggressive soccer team. Now, do you think because of the new rules that may affect in some way how you guys go about playing the game?
oh yeah, for sure. Um, I mean, everything is it's just different. Can't pressure. I mean, you could pressure, but slide tackling on defense, like you need to do that stuff. Heading the ball, you need to do that. So that obviously affects a ton of the game.
Has there been anything as far as something that even you guys have talked about internally or maybe with the coaching staff about how you guys are going to make the adjustments so that way even if you can't be as aggressive, you can still find other ways to be able to because as however long the season's going to be, you guys are going to want to try to win every single game. And you have to deal with what the cards, you're dealt with even during a pandemic. And I'm sure other teams are going to try to find ways to be able to win as well, even with these new rules, if it creates a weakness. Patrick, I stay with you.
One of our advantages as a team is our stamina, our conditioning. So I'm thinking that's going to be a big advantage for us this year. If we can't use like more of the physical aspects in the game, we could definitely use the speed of the game. So I guess we'll see how that goes.
Corey?
I think something very special about the team we got this season is that the maturity level is just up here, you know. We got this capability of just flipping this switch where we turn it from laughing, doing whatever to, all right, this is business. We don't come here to play. We come here to get better. We come here to, work on team chemistry, work on our shooting, work on our passing. So I think no matter the obstacle, we're always going to try to overcome it. We're going to do all we can to, get each other better, get ourselves better, keep our heads up.
Yeah, I think, again, going back to what I said before we even started the interview, I want to be able to see all athletes have an opportunity, but I'm a big believer in solutions. I think there's a solution in everything. And however long the season is for soccer, if it's one game, if it's 3 games, if it's 5 games, if it's X amount of games, I think now because of what's going on during this pandemic, I think each and every one of you, and I think for all soccer players, in a collective effort, are going to take the field and probably play 100+%, if not go even harder in the correct way, not in the breaking the rules way, but just because you don't know if that's going to be your last game, especially as seniors. You could play one game, there's an outbreak, things close, season's over. But at least you played one game. I know it's only one, but you played one game as a team together, and I'm sure you're going to leave everything on the field. Patrick, you first.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. They already like changed our schedule. It took a couple games away from us, so that already makes a big difference. Obviously, we want to have 4 extra games that we were supposed to have. So we're gonna come out even more hungrier. 12 games, we want to win them all. So yeah.
Corey?
Oh man, yeah. Every game matters now. We're in the end game. Every game matters now. You got, like you said, play everyone like it's your last, because these days it really could be. Even like part of your head even like says you don't even care about injury at this point. You're just guns blazing 24/7. Whatever you got to do to win games. That's how I look at it.
And we'll end it right on that, guys. I really do appreciate for you to be able to come on the show. Patrick, thanks so much for being able to come on. Corey as well. I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. And you're welcome to come back on anytime and talk about the game or games that you guys play, because I think I've followed you guys from afar, and I think you guys will have a very successful season. It seems like there's something special going on at Plainville, and hopefully you guys can have enough games to be able to show it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Anytime. I'll wrap things up here in the Connecticut Sports Talent Show. So until next time, stay safe. And remember, CT stands for Connecticut Talent, and I'm on a journey to find them all. Have a good one, everybody, and be well.